So I've run my search for matches at 90%, and this is the results page that we've gotten. So I'm going to give you a quick orientation of what this page looks like, so you know what all the features are. You can see at the very top here, it says done, scanned 3,330 photos and found 20 groups that match 90% similarity. If you were working with your account and said, you know what, I would rather do another search at a different level, whether it's higher or lower, you could just go over to the right here and click the scan again, and then that would give you the ability to reset the slider at whatever percentage you want, and rescan your photos and get new results. But I am happy with what I have here, and I'm going to show you what we have on the page. So you can see that we have the 20 groups, and as I go down the page here, they're all numbered. So group 1, group 2, it tells you how many photos are in each group. You can see that these are all very similar photos. And you can see at the very bottom here, in order to get through all the different 20 groups, you would just go to the next page and next page and next page. But I'm going to stay on this page to show you more of the features here. So starting with this first group up here with these 4 photos, you can see over to the right we have 2 buttons. One says open and one says delete. If I want to open up this group and start working with it to look at the metadata, pick which picture is the best, I would click the open button. I'm not quite ready to do that yet because I want to show you a few more things first, but we will go into this group and manage it. The other thing that you have here is this delete button. Now, this is for those cases where, let's say you have, let's call them junk photos in your account. Maybe you've taken lots of screen grabs, or you've just taken pictures randomly. Maybe your camera went off and you took a picture of your foot. I had several of those in my account, and those could potentially come up as duplicates. And those may not be photos that you want to keep. So if you ever have a group that it gets presented in the results and you don't want any of those photos at all, you would click delete. Just know that once you do that, they are permanently gone. So if you're not sure if you want to keep those photos or not, I would not click delete. But in the cases where you are definitely sure that you do not want the photos, that is a very useful function. The other thing I want to show you is on these photos here, you can see that there's a green square that has an arrow. Now what this is going to do is, if you're looking at a photo and you're not quite sure, is this really a duplicate, or maybe you want to just see a larger version of that photo before you actually go in and decide what to do with it, what you can do here is click on any of these photos that's part of that group, and it's going to pop up a window. Just be aware of something. This is going to take you into your MemoryWeb account. So 2 things about that. First off, you need to already be signed into your MemoryWeb account and have the web app open in order for this to connect you inside your account. If not, you're going to get a login screen and it's going to ask you to log in, but it's not going to present this group to you, and you would have to come back here and click on the arrow again, but then it would go into it. So just know that first step before you click that is you want to make sure you're logged in and that the app is open. Next, you can go in, and I'm going to show you that we create a virtual album of these photos here. So you can now see that these 4 photos, I can scroll through them. I can see all the metadata, all the tags, and if I wanted to, because it is my MemoryWeb account, I could edit any of the information in here as well. We don't necessarily recommend doing that, but it is something that you are able to do if you want. The caveat with that, and which is why we don't necessarily recommend that, is if you make an edit in here, let's say you added a new person, you changed the date, you changed the location, any of that, that will not be reflected when you go back into the duplicate finder. You would have to rerun your results for those changes to appear as part of the results that you're given in the duplicate finder. So it can be a really convenient thing to do if you want. You could edit things in here. But it will not, once again, be reflected in the duplicate finder until you've rerun the results. So just keep that in mind. But it's very helpful if you want to see the full image itself. So I'm going to close out of this here, and we're going to go back into the duplicate finder. Okay, so you can see here we've got our main results page again, And the next thing that I'm going to show you is actually how to manage a group to choose a photo to keep, and then we'll go into the metadata aspect of that. So right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click open. And we're going to pause right now, and I'm going to go into the next section as a separate module.